Shalom! Welcome back. Here we are again with another episode of Hebrew Literacy's Listen and Learn, Biblical Hebrew Immersion. Hope you guys will enjoy what we're doing. We are continuing to work through the Song of Moses. And if I can stand it, we'll finish it up today. If not, then we'll need one more lesson to finish up the lesson after today. All right, let's just say a quick prayer. Avinu malkeinu ken yehi ratzon, ki timalei et fi b'divrecha. All right. Let's see here. There we go. We are continuing with Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 37 and 38 on this screen. And let's see how it goes. Maybe we will do more, maybe not. All right. Let's see here. Oh, yes. There, now we have a nice thing that makes it easier for you to see. Okay, so let me just scan verse 37. Ve'amar yehi eloheimo to Chasayu vo. Right, ve'amar, aleph mem resh, and he will say. So amar, he said, usually, and the vav conversive changes it to he will say, or it could be and he says, and he will say, "Hey, eloheimo, where is the God of Mo, of them or of him?" More often than not, them. Tzur, tzari, shurik reish, and it doesn't have the definite article, but it feels like it should have it there. So the rock, probably just dropped for poetic reasons. The rock, chasayu. Chasayu. And so what is this? This is the verb chet, samech hey, and the hey has gone away. It's a weak verb. It's a lamed hey verb. And we're just left with the chet and the samech. So chasa is to seek refuge, right? To find protection. It's almost always accompanied syntactically with a bait. To seek refuge where, right? So in this case, there's our bait. Oh, in him. Chasayu, vo, in him. Now let's come back and look at ve'amar. I've got a comment from Ibn Ezra to share with you here. Ibn Ezra comments, ve'amar ha'oyev, meaning, and the enemy shall say. So the one who's saying, where is the Elohim of Mo? Where is the Elohim, the God or gods of him? Where are his gods? That's the enemy clearly saying it. So thank you, Ibn Ezra, for making sure we can follow what can sometimes be a little bit tricky in biblical Hebrew to keep track of those antecedents, especially in poems. Tzur chasayu vo. The rock, meaning a giant rock, they sought refuge in him. Okay, I will just read it one more time, and you try to translate before I do. Ve'amav, and he will say, meaning ha'oyev, the enemy, aleph yod, where is eloheimo, or eloheimo? Where is the God of them, or of him? Where is his God? Where is their God? Tzur, the rock, chasayu vo, they trusted in him. Okay, verse 38. Let's scan it. Asher cheilev zevachemo yokheilu yishtu yein yakumu veyazrukhem yehi aleikhem sitra. All right. Asher, aleph shin resh, that is the relative pronoun. Usually it means which or who. And sometimes it can mean when or where, like this. Very rarely why, but for the most part, which or who. So this is referring back to the tzur, the rock, right? To the eloheimo, to his God or their God. asher. And what's interesting to me, I just noticed this while talking with you. Like I would have expected ba'asher, in whom, right? But we have the bait already in the previous verse. And this is something that happens pretty frequently in Hebrew poetry, in biblical Hebrew poetry, is you will have what's called a double duty suffix or a double duty preposition. And I am deeply indebted to the numerous works of the late Mitchell Dahoud for pointing this out to me in his works, especially in his 3-volume series, The Grammar of the Psalter. Very nice. Good stuff, but it's deep. I'm not recommending you run out and grab that just yet, huh? Some of you, if you're a polyglot already, then maybe no problem. Yeah. But so here we have the bait, and it's being borrowed by the Asher. You see, he just said vo in the song, and now we're going to sing Asher. So the strength of that b, it's like echoing. B, 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 b. Which, by the way, an echo is a bat kol, daughter of a voice, daughter of a sound. So the tzur, the rock, and wow, my mind is being blown. I just noticed. Even cooler. Wow! This verse up here is borrowing the asher that's coming up. You know how when I was reading, and I don't know if I said it or I just thought it, but it feels like it should be in whom. The tzur in whom Chasayu vo. In whom they sought refuge in him, right? So my mind was substituting the asher. It feels like it's needed there. You should have it here, but we don't. Moshe Rabbeinu, in his amazing skills as a poet, he deprives us of it. And guess what? The next line deprives us of the bait that's up over here. But we need one here. But he provides the asher. It's almost like a little hook. The first line, you're missing the one thing, and you get the other thing. The next line, you're missing the other thing, but you got the first thing. So, really cool, really cool. Oh, man. The Hebrew poets were just masters. Just masters. There is no poetry of antiquity that can match the poetry that's in biblical Hebrew. In large part because it's divinely inspired, of course. So ba asher, even though it just says asher, we will translate as if it says ba asher. In asher, in whom? Cheilev zevachemo. Cheilev zevachemo. So cheilev is the fat or the choicest part, like the best part. And it's a construct form here. You can see I've got it marked as construct. The cheilev, the fat or the best parts of zevachem. Oh, zevachim, from the word zevach, is a sacrifice, related to the verb zavach, to sacrifice, also related to the noun mizbeach. No, that's not a lady, the wife of Mr. Beach. Mizbeach is an altar, right? So they're all related. You zavach, you sacrifice, a zevach, a sacrifice, upon a mizbeach, an altar. So cheilev zevachem, because that last part of the construct chain has a suffix, we want to transfer the definiteness from that to the beginning of the construct chain and see if it works. So the fat of their sacrifices, or of his sacrifice. Yokheilu, the verb is achal, aleph, kaf, lamed. Yokheilu, they ate, or they will eat, or they eat, it's an imperfect. All bets are off as to the time here. Yishtu, this is the verb shata. Shin, tav, hey, and the hey has gone away. We are just left with the shin and the tav. If you go to Israel sometime, I highly recommend go to the new city part of Jerusalem. Don't buy it from in the old city in the Islamic quarter. Yeah, those guys are not nice to me, at least. I don't know if they'll be nice to you or not. But I remember there, because I decided not to buy the shirt, I was talking to the guy, we're haggling, negotiating, and I thought, we'll see. Kind of expecting him to drop the price, right? Haggling. And instead he starts shouting at me that he's going to kill me. I'm like, what? You're going to bleep me? And I remember stepping out of his little store area, and pointing at there were two two Ethiopian Jews with machine guns over there in the corner, Israelis. Like, what do you think they're going to do if you do that to me, if you try to do that to me? But just, wow, this is my first time. That was my first time in Jerusalem, too. I was like, good Lord. So, but then I got it for a good price over in the Jewish new city, in the New Jerusalem, not in the old city, right? And if you do it, get them to print it just with the Hebrew, not with the English. They have these beautiful shirts that say "Yishtu Coca-Cola," and it's got like the artistic design, the way that the Coca-Cola in English has the nice wavy-looking characters, but they do it in Hebrew. It's really cool. So it's a red shirt. You got the white writing, so it's got the Coke theme, and you bring it back home, and people be like, "What does that say?" You say, "It's Hebrew. Drink Coca-Cola." So anyway, so yishtu, they will drink, or they drink. Yein, it's a construct from yayin, yod yod nun, if you're just listening. Yayin means wine, wine. And yein is wine of, right? Because it's construct. Yayin becomes yein. Wine of nesich am. Nesich am. Nun, samech yod kaf mem. The mem is the suffix. So this is from nesech, which is a libation, like a libation offering, a drink offering. Nesach, so nesich of the libation offering of them. In Jewish Aramaic, it's a nisko, right? But in medieval in medieval Hebrew, you'll see it as nesech, and even in the Bible sometimes as nesech. So there's another meaning that this word can mean. A nasich can also be a molten idol. So there could be a little play on words happening here, right? The wine of, like the blood of their idols, the wine of their idols. Maybe, maybe not. So yein nesich am, the blood of their libation offerings. Yakumu, kuf shurik mem, meaning to get up, to rise. Yakumu, they will arise, they will get up, which could also be hinting about resurrection as well, as in Psalm 1. Psalm 1 uses the same verb in that way. When it says, Lo yakumu, they will not resurrect. Talking about the reshayim, the wicked ones. Alekhem lo yakumu reshayim b'mishpat, they will not stand in the judgment. Probably meaning they will not resurrect, they won't get up again, right? So yakumu might be they resurrect or they will get up. Veyazrukhem. So what's happening here, let me zoom in on it a bit. There's a defective spelling here. The shurik, the u at the end that usually would say they. Ya, zeru, the u is they. It's not written by the scribe, so, or at least not preserved. So the Masoretes have added a kibbutz in there. That's the u. That's why we don't read it u, but we read it u. Ya, zeru, chem, y'all. So they will help you all. They will help you. And the vav there, and they will help you all. Yehi. Oh, yeah, let me zoom out here a bit. Yehi. Yehi's interesting here. This is probably with jussive force. So it's like, may he be. Yehi. May he be. Aleikhem. Upon you all, or concerning you all. And this is, of course, Hashem we're speaking of. May he be what for you all? Sitra. 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 And you'll notice the colorizing I have on this word. It's kind of it's black with a little bit of an outline there. So this is indicating that it is a hotbox legamemnon, meaning it only occurs one time in the Bible in this form. You can identify the root pretty quickly, especially those of you who went through the full Book of Esther reading that we have here on this channel over in the Megillah's playlist. Satar, samech, tavresh is to hide. The name Esther, probably you could interpret as I am hidden, as a nifal. In Seter became Esther, Esther, I am hidden, or hidden, because God's sacred name doesn't show up. And a Seter is something that's hidden as well. This word is only one time, And it's the feminine of Sefer, possibly originally meaning veil, but understood here as protection, according to both Halot and DCH, the Dictionary of Classical Hebrew. All right, how'd you guys do? How you doing? You all right? You have any comments or questions? Let's read through again the verse 38. Actually, let's do them both because they're interlocked, if I'm correct in what I'm seeing here. I didn't read this anywhere. It just occurred to me as I'm sharing with you guys. And this is part of the benefit of slowing down and doing this stuff with students as well, is that it forces me to kind of shift gears a bit and see things that I might not usually see. So there's definitely there's a benefit to saying, okay, I'm going to read through the whole Torah in Hebrew in 5 days. Let's go. And you plow through. There's a benefit to that, but there's also a huge benefit to slowing down and ruminating, just examining the text, thinking about it. So don't feel bad if you're stuck in the slow motion right now. It's a great place to be. It's good learning. All right, verse 37. Ve amar, and he will say, who's the he? Ibn Ezra says, ha oyev, the enemy. Hey, where? Hey, 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 hey. Sorry. Where is eloheimo, the Elohim of Mo? Where are their gods, or his gods, or his God? You could translate that any of those ways. Tzur. And we could borrow this Asher, who is the Tzur, the rock, or just the rock. Asher is not there, but we can feel it. Chasayu vo, they in whom they sought refuge. And then we're going to borrow that bait for 38. Asher, but we're going to imagine it as if it's ba asher, in whom cheilev zevachemo, the fat of the sacrifices, the zevachim of By the way, this mem here, don't get confused. That mem is not part of the plural from the word. This is an ancient ending, mo, which usually means they, but sometimes can mean he. And in some places in poetry, it can just be like a poetic placeholder for any kind of suffix. The fat of, like the best part of their sacrifices. Yokheilu, they ate. Right? Because like the Shalom and stuff, you would eat together with the Levites and with your family and friends. You might invite people to come for your Shalom sacrifice. Yokheilu, they ate. Yishtu, they drank, or they would drink perhaps, because these are imperfects. So it's implying like something that used to happen often and a lot. Yein, the wine of Nisich Am, the Nasich of Am, their libation offerings. Yakumu, they shall arise, they will get up, perhaps resurrect. Veyazrukhem, and they will help you. What will help? The cheilev, the zevachim, the sacrifices that we made to Hashem in the good times when we were faithful. Yehi, and it feels to me like it should say then, may he be aleikhem, upon you all. Like you say, Shalom alekhem, right? This is the aleikhem. Upon you all, plural. A sitra, a protection, a shelter, a veil protecting you from the danger, a hiding place. And just a note here, a lot of American Jews like to say Shalom Aleichem to greet one another. That's kind of a nice thing to do. But I want you guys to understand what's happening there. If someone says Shalom Aleichem, and there's just one person there, well, you're speaking Yiddish. In Yiddish, Shalom Aleichem, it's hello. And you don't have to change it for if it's one person or plural or whatever. But in Hebrew, really, if you're just seeing one person, it would be Shalom, Shalom Lecha or Shalom Alecha, talking to a man, Shalom Alayich, or Shalom Lach, talking to a woman. Shalom Alechem, if it's all girls, right, all women. Shalom Alechem, it's a plural group. That's not all women, right? So what happened was Yiddish borrowed it from Hebrew, And it just became, like Jews in Russia will say this, Shalom alekhem, you're just hello, hi, happy to speak some Yiddish or something. So just to understand the difference between the Yiddish Shalom alekhem and the Hebrew Shalom aleichem. Yiddish doesn't care that it's just one person you're talking to, right? And so that makes a lot of people think that it's the proper thing to say to someone if you're speaking Hebrew and you just see one person, and it's not. Okay, all right. It actually ends up betraying you. The lack of your lack of understanding of Hebrew, unless they're accustomed to you saying Yiddish things to them, then you kind of have a way out. Oh, that's. I was thinking of the Yiddish way. That's how it is in Yiddish. All right, I'll just read through at a normal pace. Do your best to understand. The Amar Elohehe, pardon me, eloheimo. I got confused. Am I going to do the tone or not? The Amar eloheimo sur Chasayuvo asher cheilev zevacheimo yokheilu yishtu yein yakumu veyazrukhem yehi aleikhem sitra. So it's turning nice now. It's turning nice. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do for today. We'll see if the neck relaxes a bit, then maybe I'll do some more later. Otherwise, we're just going to have one more lesson to finish off the Song of Moses. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you at least on Shabbat. Shalom, shalom.